Oi Zuki, or lunge punch. In today's video I'm going to go over how to deliver the Oi Zuki from Shotokan Karate and a few ideas to develop yours. So the first thing we need to do is discuss or look at how we're moving in our stance. Okay, we'll come to the punch later, but the stance is the most important part. Everything is built from the foundations of the floor, from your legs, your feet, and up through your body. So we want to make a Zenku statue first, and I want to take my thumbs into my belt or onto my waist from here. So I'm going to make a left Zenku statue right now. And my first exercise, or my first feeling, or my first movement is just going to be this pulling action, where I'm going to pull this knee to this one. So I'm just going to be from here, pulling to the knee. Okay, I want to keep the weight over this leg more so, and I just want to pull that foot up this way. Pull the foot here. I want to feel like I'm ripping that foot from the ground. Okay, so imagine it's kind of stuck there, and I want that feeling of pulling from here, pull and back, pull and back. I don't want to make it a push, where I'm kind of bouncing off of the floor there. It's got to be a pulling action. So from here, I'm squeezing from this area, the hip flexors, and I'm drawing the knees together. Drawing the knees together. So what I don't want to do is bring my back foot up with my knees open, exposing the groin. Okay, my knees close together as I come up, so my groin is protected on that entrance as I'm moving in. From here, the feet don't have to come all the way in though, which is often taught kind of at beginner level. The knees want to close up here. Now the next move is a rotation from this foot. This foot's going to rotate and drive me into my stance from there. Okay, so the next exercise then is just that drive. I want to be here, in this position, Zenku Tadachi, and I want to just take myself back a little bit, okay, turn my back foot in slightly, and just work on this rotation and push. So it's here, turn my foot on the ball of the foot, and push into my stance this way. I don't want to lead with my head like I'm falling into my stance. I want to think I'm pushing from the ground this way, that kind of feeling. So as I push forwards, I'm moving into my stance this way. We can make this exercise as small as we want, and sometimes it's good to break our techniques up into very sort of small sections in order to understand the feeling of the movement. So what I can do is just come back to here and just get that feeling of pushing into Zenku Tadachi. Here, pushing into the stance, pushing in, and then I can make it further, push, and just get that idea of pushing through that back leg. So we're driving into the ground to get us forwards. So as I mentioned just there, the rotation of that foot happens halfway through the step. So from this position here, I don't want to turn my foot first, because this is not good for the knee joint. I want to be sending myself this way, and the knee is now in a bad position. It's not good to be putting pressure on the knee in that direction. We want the knee to be going forwards and back as it's meant to. So from here, the weight presses forwards as if I'm going to kind of go into a lunge position here. The back foot comes, as I said, pull it from the ground, pull from there. Now the rotation from the foot happens to send us in. And that's how we end up with our back foot turned slightly outwards. We don't want our foot, of course, turned out directly to the side, which is common in sort of beginner grades and stuff. Back foot round as much as possible. It's not necessary to be dead straight. In fact, it's not good because it puts the hip in a bad position where we are kind of having to stick our hips back a little bit. So we want to turn out about 35, 45 degrees and sit in that position from there. So the next thing to take care of then is the punch, the Oi Zuki part of it. So from here, again, we've got our punch out in front for a moment to start with, in kind of key-on form. First thing I'm doing then is leading with my hips as if I'm being pulled forwards here, pulling the back foot off the ground. One, the hands have done nothing just yet. The hands now want to start working as this foot pushes through. So I rotate that foot on the floor, drive through the back leg, and coincide everything together. The landing is at the same time as the stance. Okay, in some styles they step and make a Zuki after, but in Shotokan we land the impact at the same time as the stance. So again, from here, pull from the ground, pull to this ready or this middle position. Now we start pushing from that leg into the stance here. So one exercise we can do is attach the band to the wall here. I want to put the band around my waist. This can be done with a partner as well. So you're going to get into your Zenku Tadachi position from here, with the band providing resistance backwards. Okay, so the feeling again is to drive from the hips and not from the upper body. So we don't want to kind of get in this habit of this work to try and step through. What I want to do from here is get that pull first, that initial pull, and then it's going to be a push through front. So that's pull here and push into my stance. Okay, and reverse it. From here, same thing. Pull the back foot and push into my stance as I come forwards. Pull against that resistance and then push with the left leg or the back leg there. One more time. Pull and push in this direction. Okay, so thanks again for watching. If you liked it, drop a comment down below and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't done already, and I'll see you next time.